Welcome, and thank you for your purchase of your Halltech Stinger R and Stinger RZ cold air induction system. Your system will include the Stinger R and Stinger RZ cold air induction unit, and along with a package of parts that will complete your installation, including 2 Allen head screws with 3/16 flat washers and 2 Viton washers, a piece of self-adhesive foil for a heat shield, self-adhesive foam rubber sealant material, a 5/16 rubber replacement hose, a replacement rubber gasket to be used on future air filter changes, large and small zip ties. Start out by disconnecting the negative side of your battery. Remove the 4 bolts that attach the radiator shroud duct to the car. Prepare to loosen the 2 bolts that attach the factory air box to the fender. This area is also called the F panel. Start by putting a shop towel below the bolts in case the bolts should accidentally drop. Loosen and remove the front of the car bolt first. Then the rear of the car bolt. Remove the MAF sensor connector by pulling up on the red locking tab and pressing on the tab and pull away. Take the MAF sensor connector and put it out of the way. Remove the 2 vacuum hoses by pushing the gray button in and pulling the connector off. Loosen the hose clamp on the throttle body. Once loose and all the connectors and bolts have been removed, remove the stock intake system by fishing it around the various components. Remove the locating bolt or deadbolt. This bolt will not be used in your Halltech system. Clamp off the radiator top hose to help minimize any coolant leakage. Cut and strip the hard hose at the radiator check valve and at the T. Use alcohol and a rag to clean around the airbox opening. Strip the tape off and adhere the rubber sealing gasket around the F panel opening. Cut the gasket material at the point the factory sealing foam remains. Pop out the 2 mounting points for the headlamp harness to ensure clearance for the Halltech system airbox. Push headlamp harness down and out of the way. Loosen and rotate lower radiator hose for added clearance of your Halltech system. Loosen and rotate counterclockwise the engine radiator hose. Install the self-adhesive foil as a heat barrier for the airbox on the radiator hose. Use the provided zip tie to pull the radiator hose over to the other hose to ensure clearance for the Stinger airbox. Install the throttle body rubber connector to the throttle body. Use a rubber lube if necessary. Remove the MAF sensor from the stock unit. Install the MAF sensor using the provided Allen head screws and flat washers into the sensor and the Viton washers on the other side of the sensor. They will help hold the Allen heads in place. Install MAF sensor into the Halltech unit. Be sure there's no dust or debris on the MAF sensor. Attach the provided 5/16 inch rubber hose with hose clamps at the radiator check valve and at the T. Push hose down and zip tie the hard line to the existing hard line to ensure hose is away from the alternator. Place and attach the Stinger system into the throttle body connector. Attach farthest forward airbox bolt, then repeat on back bolt. Do not tighten all the way. Attach MAF sensor connector to MAF sensor. Be sure the red locking tab is pushed down. Tighten the 2 hose clamps on the throttle body. Attach the 2 vacuum lines. Tighten the airbox bolts. No need to over-tighten. Reinstall the radiator shroud duct using the 4 bolts. Check and make sure all hoses are attached and connections are tight. Attach the negative lead to the battery. Start engine and check for any codes on your display, and check for any coolant leaks.